there. I welcome you to this live chat. As normally I do, I'm just going to sit here and chat a little bit before I get into the topic that I want to talk about today. I have been talking about the writing that I did the week before, and I come on that next week and chat with you about why I wrote it and explain the background to that topic. And it's been kind of fun for me to do, and I do these little live chats. And then for those of you who are members of my mailing list and receive my newsletter in your email, I recap the last week's writing by including this live chat in the newsletter. So it's been kind of fun for me because I give you a new writing to read every week, and then I also recap the week before, so you can go back if you missed it. And what's fun for me is to give you some insight about why I wrote what I did and who I wrote about and what experience I had that spurred me to write about that topic. And I like to share that with you. So I always just ramble on just a little bit here for a couple minutes until I see if anybody joins me. And remember, during this Facebook Live, I don't know that you're there unless you hit the like button or hit the heart button, and then it flies across the screen and I know somebody's there. Or if you ask me a question, which is the whole point of being live, that you can chat with me and ask me questions while I talk. So for those of you who are there, if you hit one of those buttons, a like button or something, so that I know that you're there and that you've joined, and then I know who you are. I can see a number up in the corner, how many people are there, and that kind of fluctuates back and forth, but I don't know who you are or if you have a question or if you're interested in the writing that I did unless you chat with me. So I welcome you to do that. I just checking here to see if I've gotten everybody. Okay, I'm just going to jump right into it now. Last week I wrote about the Charlie Hunt 3-strike rule, and last week was Father's Day, so my newsletter comes out on Sunday. It came out on Father's Day, and I wanted to include that little writing about my dad in honor of Father's Day. My dad passed away in 2005, so it's been a long time since I've had a dad to celebrate with on Father's Day. But I always remember him, and I always think about him like we always do, think about people that are no longer with us. And the memories come flooding back. And what I realize is sometimes it's not the big, grand, splashy occasions that are the biggest memories in our life. Sometimes it's those little snippets of things that they told you or that you remember about that person, little experiences that you had with that person that bring the biggest, boldest, brightest memories back. And one of the things that I remember that my dad always said to me, and said it to me on several occasions, was that he gives 3 chances, 3 strikes before you're out of his life. And he played that through in restaurants, in any kind of service work, in friendships, in anything that he could think of in life. For example, if he went out to eat dinner and the meal was not so good or the service was not great, he wouldn't just discount that place as never going there again. He would say, everybody can have a bad day. Everybody can have an off moment. Everybody can do things that just aren't perfect once. And he would give it a second try. And then, even on the second try, if everything wasn't perfect or it wasn't great or the meal wasn't good, he would give it one more chance. And he would go back the 3rd time. Now, on the 3rd time, he would feel like that was enough. He would hope that the service was great. He would hope that the meal was wonderful. But if it wasn't, he felt confident in knowing that he had given that facility, that business, enough chances to prove that they were of value, to prove that they were good. And if they didn't shine on the 1st or the 2nd or the 3rd time, then he felt confident he had given them enough chances, and it was 3 strikes and you're out. And he probably wouldn't go back. He played that rule out in amazing ways because, you see, what he wasn't doing was instant judgment. He wasn't judging a person or a business or a service on one time. He wasn't judging them on the second time. He was judging them, he was giving them 3 opportunities to shine. And if they shined, and even on the third one, he would forgive the first 2 and use them, or visit their facility, or visit their restaurant, or keep that friendship. He would give them 3 chances. And if it took them 3 chances to prove that they were of value to his life, he would offer them 3 chances. So he didn't just discount a person or anybody on the first meeting or the first interaction. He would give them 3 chances. And I think about that often in my life, about how frustrated we can get standing in line at a business, or waiting for a meal at a restaurant, or even with friends and family. How frustrated we can get if they don't do something the way we think it should be done the first time. And maybe they don't do something the way we think it should be done the second time. And so many of us, and I've been guilty of this myself, will judge on that first or second time and just say, that's it. Never trying that place again. We get angry, we get mad, we get frustrated. And really, everybody can have an off day. Everybody can have a moment where they're not shining their brightest. And isn't it a gift that we give ourselves to give them another chance, to let them try again? Isn't that a wonderful thing that we could do for them and for ourselves? I'm going to just grab my phone here. Sometimes with this FaceTime Live, it doesn't show up on my screen, and so I realized I have to have 2 things going to kind of see what's going on, both places, so, because I don't want to miss anybody if they're asking me a question or making a comment. I want to make sure that I see everybody and see what things I can answer. Okay, good. I'm outside. I'm on my patio, and what a beautiful day. If you follow me, you know that I live in Wyoming, and Wyoming can have interesting weather. I know parts of the country are burning up with 100 and 110 and plus degrees, and we, the last couple days, have had very cool weather. I think it's 59 degrees out here, but the sun is shining, and it's a glorious day. It's beautiful, so I'm sitting on my deck chatting with you today about the writing I did about Charlie Hunt, my dad. So I'm not going to keep you long. I'm going to sign off, and this will be live, so you can watch it. If you missed the live chit-chat, you can still come back and watch it. And like I said, I include this in my newsletter. I would also invite you, if you don't know about my newsletter, Writings from the Corner of Spirit and Brave, it comes out delivered to your email inbox Sunday nights at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And you'll hear the ding on your computer because I'm pretty consistent about 6 o'clock Sunday night Mountain Time that the newsletter will arrive to you. And I include my writing for the week. I include some inspirational quotes. And now I'm also including these Facebook live chats that I do about the writing the week before. And I give you insight about why I wrote what I did. And sometimes it's interesting to me, even for myself, what spurs me to write some of the little things that I write. And it can be an interaction at the grocery store. It can be something that I see as I'm driving, something that I see or hear on the radio that spurs something in me, and then I write about it. And I don't always write. When I start writing, it doesn't always end up how I think it's going to end up, because sometimes my mind clicks in different ways as I'm writing. I enjoyed writing about my dad. Anything that I can write that brings memories back to me and brings him back to life on paper and honors him and gives him the respect for some of the things, the fascinating things he taught me. And as I said, at the time, they didn't seem like a big deal. They didn't seem like big, glorious, flashy life lessons that he was teaching me. But those little ones, I have come to find out, are the most important things that I remember about my dad. So I invite you to read that, the Charlie Hunt three-strike rule. And I will link that below, below this live. You can have I'll link a click to it, so it's a one click and you can go right to the story if you'd like to read it. And I also include audio for all of my posts, so I read it in case you want to just turn it on and listen and not take the time to read it. But these little snippets of chatting about it are more personal, more heart to heart. I call them Pennie's heart to heart about the writings that I do and why I do it. So thank you for joining me. I hope you sign up for my newsletter. I hope you follow me on Twitter and all the social media outlets. You can find me everywhere. And if you need to find out how to do that, go to penniehunt.com, and it's PennieHunt.com, and there you'll have all the links to everything and more about me than you probably need or want to know. I'm Pennie Hunt, and thanks for watching.